tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Baby, now we got bad blood.
Taylor Swift, everyone. We're actually not doing Quantico, we're just talking about this song. Candice's request. Are you going to rock out for us? What? Hey everyone, welcome to Quantico After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm your host, Kanika Lal. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Kanika Lal. And I'm joined by two of my fellow co-hosts. Yes. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Michael Andrew. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Drew. That's Michael EAL.
Hi guys, I'm Candice, new to the panel. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Candy Buen, CandiBuen.
Well, welcome to the panel because you were not here for the past 2 weeks, so we are really happy. I'm happy to have a fellow girl with me, so we can have the same opinions. I want to shout out that Nicholas is not here, but he will be joining us next week, so you'll get to see all of him next week.
I'm very excited to be on this panel.
Yeah, we need that four-person panel.
Mystery. The last show I did was Devious Maid, so they all know me from my Devious Maid show. So it was kind of, finding the murderer. So now it's finding who did the explosion.
Well, I guess mass murderer.
Yeah,
right? Technically.
I guess.
Yeah, murderer, terrorist. It's just like in different levels, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, this show is called Cover. I also want to just quickly say that if you do not follow AfterBuzz on social media, we are on YouTube, iTunes, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So check that out there. We have a lot of after shows. Okay, so this was an interesting episode because we got more character development in the sense that, first of all, we get more of the parents of Alex's, get more of the mother's background, the father's background, and we also get a very interesting twist on Simon. And it's going to be interesting to see how he plays out because I feel like he was definitely, maybe it was distracting us from figuring out who the real person is behind it. So it was kind of giving hints that he could be the one. But we just saw an interesting character. I'm not sure what you guys think of Simon.
Simon oh, wow, you can hear me now.
The glasses.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, I can hear my voice now. Simon the glass. Okay, yeah. I like this episode the best. What was our prediction last week? We said that he's not really gay, right?
Yeah. I don't think he's gay.
We said that he wasn't gay and he was shady.
I don't think he likes men. I don't think he's gay.
Yeah, I
know. So it turns out there is a lot behind him. And yeah, I think that's pretty much in line with what we were saying last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't think he's gay. Like, when she went to his house, you could see he's like, oh, Rico Suave. Like,
I know, that's true.
He's completely leading a complete double life.
Exactly.
So.
As a lot of Asians are. They're all leading a double life. No, it's just like it's so hard to tell.
Very astute, Kanika. Yes.
No, I'm just saying, Michael, it's just really hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna hear you.
So first, let's start off kind of. Obviously, we always have different timelines that are happening.
I love the way they did that in this episode. The back and forth.
Yeah,
that's my favorite part about this whole. About Quantico. I love the way they're going back and forth with the time difference. They're doing a really good job with that.
I like the detail they explain very thoroughly when they go back and forth. So you're not left to assume, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
And every time you meet someone in the present time, and it's like they're completely different than they were in the past. You're just like, what happened in that? What was it? A 9-month period? Right? I think it's a 9-month gap between the.
I don't know the exact amount of months, but
yeah. So I think that's I really enjoy that.
You make a good point because definitely who we see, it's like an interesting transformation about how to me, I think Alex is the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's different because she's on the run.
She's a little bit more jaded.
But we see, we see Miranda being so vulnerable and Simon a little bit more confident because he probably was put to a lot of power. And we'll talk about that as we go on. Okay. But let's open up with an interesting scene. And we get this pool scene where kind of everyone's showing off their bodies a little bit. And I'm sure Candice and I enjoy the man part. You probably enjoyed like
the girls were dressed in full body bathing
okay. Can I
suits.
just point out though that
their voluptuous figure.
Couldn't see anything.
Can I just point out though that when Alex got out of the pool, they definitely showed like her body shot, and from the corner of her eye, Liam checked her out. And I predicted before that Liam like asked her out. Of course, this is the girl stuff, but I gotta say, well, we'll get this out of the way so Michael can enjoy the rest of the after show.
Whoa,
but there was
okay.
a little bit of a like in this whole episode. There's like crushes going on and having that's normal.
I'm starting to think that's this entire show. It's very melodramatic. It's very very romantic, very lovey-dovey. It's getting more and more into that. And I mean, that doesn't bother me, but I'd like there to be more of a balance with like there's only like one scene where they're punching each other.
Okay, you want more
Well, I would like to, it's
violence and man stuff.
It's an FBI show about a terrorist who's running from the law.
But you have to have some sort of like chemistry or sexuality. And
yes.
Yeah, but I think it's I just think it's unbalanced.
It's not balanced.
I don't think it's balanced. I think there's way more oh my God, crying on someone's shoulder. Like, I know, of course you guys love it. I know you love it.
This is an interesting point because there have been a lot of reviews that this show is very female driven. So it's like, well, can nobody win? I mean, all the shows are mostly male driven. So then, how do you think girls feel about that? Like,
oh God,
no, I'm curious. I'm not saying Candice and I specifically. I'm just saying, like, do you think girls have a problem though with like the all male driven shows? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if that's what they're going for, then cool. Then that's what it is. But I mean, if there's like some action-oriented stuff, there should be a little. I'm not saying man it up. I'm just saying more. I wouldn't mind seeing a few more fights.
Okay.
A few more gun bucking.
Yeah.
Buck, a little bit more. Only
more
because
testosterone.
Because after all, they're FBI agents.
I mean, they're set in an action-packed world. You know what I mean?
So you're not so convinced, though, like when we get the future / present. I mean, actually, it's interesting because the creator calls the Quantico days present.
Yeah.
And Alex's run future.
Huh, that is interesting.
So I'm gonna say like that because he said it. He's the one who created the show.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that it's set in an action.
But I'm saying
world,
the future scenes are not enough for you. You think even all that running out of Alex's and like pointing the gun at Simon, that's just not enough.
No, because there's a lot of talking. Even all their arguing is kind of like when I mean, not to get too far ahead, but when I forgot her name, the woman who's in charge.
Miranda.
When Miranda confronts her mother.
Female in charge.
Yes, which is great. When Miranda confronts her in the bathroom, confronts her mother in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's not like trying to get to the bottom of something. It's something like, hey, you have to believe in your daughter.
Yeah.
Never give up. It's like, okay. It's like, guys, it's still a FBI action-packed world with terrorists, and it could be a little bit. It doesn't have to be so over the top, melodrama and like. Oh.
Well, that'd be interesting to actually hear
thing.
what our viewers think of that. So definitely comment below, see if you agree with Michael or.
I mean, I'm not against it.
No, I know. Just like if you support.
Just bring up,
Yeah, bring it up a little bit. Bring up the heat.
That was the first time that Miranda actually saw Alex's mother. I think there's more to the story, and as it unravels, we'll see more. But I think it's not the first time they've ever actually talked.
Yeah,
definitely not. There is
There's
definitely.
more.
Sorry.
Way more to it. Yeah.
There is definitely a backstory of Sita, the mother, Alex's mother, and Liam, and Alex's former husband.
That was
Miranda and Miranda's son,
yeah.
right? So we definitely will get to that. I mean, it's like hard to even imagine what it could possibly be, but
I like that they throw so many things in the air. I'm enjoying the mystery part.
Yeah,
that's the part I'm really liking. I really like the suspense. I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going in which direction, which is cool. I like how they handled the whole Simon thing. Like the whole episode, I'm like, wow, what did Simon do? Mm-hmm. And it still didn't fully get answered, really.
No, it didn't. No, we'll get
good.
to see that. So what do you guys think of the task that Miranda assigned them about getting to know each other? Because they said to get to know the enemy, you have to get to know yourself. So she pretty much assigned them to profile each other by naming their strengths and their weaknesses.
Yeah.
And then she posted it all over. That was like a good. She wanted to bring up the heat, so she kind of did against. But do you think it was like immature of them to like really hit at each other because they knew it was an assignment?
That's what got me on the whole melodrama thing. That's really got me on the whole melodrama. Like, all right, this is too much.
Right.
And I know people who are watching this and listening right now. They can be like, all right, Mike, all right, can you relax? And I'm sorry. You feel free to crap on me, but it was just like so high school. And I know, of course, adults are like high school, but it was just so much. Like, oh, you said this about me? Well, I don't care. It was just too much. I thought it was, I don't know, that part of the storyline I didn't like that mission. I didn't like the way the story went with that. It didn't work for me.
It's almost
Candice.
as if something that you would see on a reality show to
Oh,
stir
yeah?
drama
Okay.
up.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, I like the confrontation. Though the part about it that I liked the most,
Yeah.
which is the only part I really enjoyed, was how it affected the twins.
Oh my God, the twins were like
That
really
was-
spot on.
That was my favorite part because the way it affected them, like you didn't think it would affect them the same way it affected everyone else, but it did, and because it's like a secret upon a secret upon a secret, and that one I really liked. I thought that's how it worked for me. But other than that, all the melodrama between everyone else when they're arguing, like, oh, well, you think I'm like this, well, but I thought I was too bossy. You know, that was come on.
What
I didn't like that.
I don't understand is why Simon went and turned himself in. Like,
So I was gonna
I
say,
don't understand.
I mean, honestly, I think like there was. I mean, for me, it just makes for good television. Like it's interesting to see what really hits someone. You know, like what really pushes their buttons. And don't forget, they're all probably really afraid because they all have secrets. And like you said, they all have a double life. So one thing someone kind of pushes into them, they probably like already so defensive about their past lives. This is just like another thing, you know, that hits them, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Which is probably why they're reacting that way. Of course, it's like over exaggerated. But going back to what you said, Candice, about Simon, I think it also showed us that Simon has a very defensive side to him.
He does.
And obviously he's holding a lot of secrets. Now, Simon was the only one pretty affected by this, meaning because he actually lashed out at Ryan.
Yeah.
Right after Ryan instigated him. So it makes us wonder, what exactly is Simon so hiding, and why would he turn himself against, you know, like why would he said he was doing it for the greater good by cutting 3 people. So did he actually have good intentions about that?
Well, I think it says a lot about his past because you don't know what was the thing that Ryan told him about where he came from, because he did some time somewhere.
Yeah, in Gaza.
Yeah, and he mentioned to him like there's a lot more than what you did in Gaza. He was like, and he told him, you don't know what I've been through, and I think that has a lot to do with the way he lashed out. Maybe he had to make sacrifices before, so
Yeah.
it kind of enacted like this, you know. And maybe that's why he has trust issues.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe he had to like sacrifice someone or make a huge decision before, or failed to make a decision. So to avoid going through that trauma again, he made this decision in this episode. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, that's what
Or maybe he's in love with one of the twins. And he's fronting that he's gay because he wants to get in closer. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah.
Or he's just a liar. You know what I mean? He's just,
Well, yeah,
he's just
because
crazy.
we'll obviously in the future scenes, we get a lot of Simon and Alex, which we're going to get into. But before we get into just Alex asking for help from Simon, I do want to let you guys know that if you're into sports, fantasy football, and you do a lot of, you know, drafts, which I don't know much about, but maybe after this I will get into it. Your season-long fantasy football team maybe going strong, but you don't have to wait until week 16 to get paid. So you can put your skills to the test every week this season at where? DraftKings.com. And actually, DraftKings is crowning a new millionaire every week this season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you could turn your football passion into a life-changing payday. I think that sounds pretty interesting. I wouldn't say quit your job for that, but this could
I'm
help.
going to try it. You don't have to wait the full 16 weeks?
No, you don't
that's
have to
awesome.
wait until week 16 to get paid. So, yeah, no season-long commitments. So make sure to hurry to kings.com now. And actually, it's DraftKings.com. And you use the promo code BUZZ, that's BUZZ, to play free first shot at $1 million in this week's Millionaire Maker event. Very exciting. So make sure to enter BUZZ for free entry now at DraftKings.com. And enjoy yourself, all you football lovers.
Make
No,
some money.
Well,
Yeah.
This is the prime time for us. I play fantasy. It's stressful.
Yeah.
It's stressful. It's enough.
Didn't the ESPN recently do something with the draft, by the way, BT Dubs? No? Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They kind
But-
of did. They cut something off. But
Okay.
again,
Let
like I'm
us
not a
know.
sports
Tweet
girl,
us.
but yeah, there was something about that. So Alex has this instinct. She has this gut feeling, right? She could be wrong on this, but she trusts Simon for some reason. I mean, here she is on the run. At the same time, they broke into her mom's house, you know, and questioning her mom at the same time. But Alex goes to Simon's house. Very nice looking house, if I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, he's working for a tech startup. He got kicked out. And don't forget that Miranda Shaw did say to Simon that if you make one more mistake, you will be kicked out.
That's true. I thought it was going to happen this episode, but
So-
I'm glad.
What do we think of Alex asking for Simon's help? She really believes him. She trusts him. She wants Simon to help her find the terrorist.
Well, she trusts him. She probably, everything they've gone through, even despite him getting kicked out, he probably doesn't get kicked out because he's a bad guy and set her up. They probably still have an understanding amongst each other, and she doesn't have a lot of people who can help her. Her list of allies is very, very short, and we don't know what happened to everyone else. We still don't know where they are. Sorry.
Didn't Ryan tell her to go?
Yes,
Simon.
He did. Well, yeah, but I feel like he did convince her a little bit. Not convince her, but I think he suggested it.
Okay.
But I feel like she, in herself, she even said that I was always on your side, Simon. Right? Do you think though that Alex wasn't so sure about asking Simon at first? Then
I'm sorry, I completely missed that. Ryan sent her to. He sent Alex to, I forgot about that last episode. Then that kills my entire argument. All right, yeah, so she just went because she was sent in that direction.
maybe that's okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, she sent her in that direction for that. He probably.
But she has this whole thing about her character. Like I stick to my instincts more than anything. Like even the last episode, that's how she won the assignment. So it's like, obviously she has something about Simon. So we could just show that maybe she's wrong or maybe she's still right. We don't know.
Well, yeah, she could have not just. I mean, she still agreed to do it. If she didn't trust him, she could have been like, no, not him.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, does that mean? Because what we find out about Simon later on, does that mean that Ryan is in on it with Simon then?
We don't know.
If he suggested
but if Ryan is kind of working with Simon and Ryan's working with Liam O'Connor and Liam O'Connor's boss, who we find in the end, is telling Simon, they could be all connected.
Yeah, but I don't think I think the boss isn't working. I think he's doing his own thing.
Okay, we'll get into that later. But we do find some information about Alex's fingerprints, and it takes us back to the beginning in the swimming pool scene when she got cut by a scar, right? Mm-hmm. So this important detail that apparently Alex's fingertips were taken before she got into Quantico, right as she got in. So she was being framed since the minute she walked in. So we knew that even before, but they realized it, and
I was wondering where they were going with that cut finger.
Yeah,
I was wondering where that was happening.
Really? So you didn't? Okay.
I was like, why she cut? Because she cut herself, and there's a blood stain there. I was like, is someone going to take the blood and do something? Like, it was curious because they were making such a point of showing it.
They were.
So I was curious.
You mean in the beginning too, or like at this? Yeah.
When she cut herself when she was leaving the pool, the camera zooms in on it. Like, okay, this means something.
Exactly. When the camera zooms in on something, it's a clue.
Yeah.
Detective vocabulary. Let's use more detective agent vocabulary here, guys.
Right.
I should call you Detective Candice, Agent Micheal.
Yeah, not yet. Well, I mean, let me work up to agents. I gotta.
I'll call myself Agent Lal.
Let me make some good predictions.
Agent Lal to your
Agent Lal.
Guys. Okay, so let's talk about the mom though, Sita. Mm-hmm. What is all this between Liam and Sita?
I have a theory. I mean, it came to my mind, but I don't know if it's true.
So pretty much they take Sita in, and Sita's like, I can't turn on. Like, Liam wants Sita to turn on her own daughter and calling her in, right?
Yeah.
And he wants her to make this, video press conference, which could lure Alex in. That's how they would catch her, which is probably the ploy. Do you think that was kind of the method?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I think Liam is the...
Deputy Liam O'Connor is the one who is below Miranda and is, trying to catch Alex.
I think he was friends with Alex's father, and I think him and Alex's mom, Sita... I think they may have had an affair, and the night they were arguing...
You're saying Liam and Sita? Mm-hmm. Oh.
And the night they were arguing, he found out, because they worked together, and then that's when he died. She pulled the trigger. I don't think he was abusive. I just think they had a fight that one time. Or was he abusive? Did they establish that?
No.
I mean, apparently... he was an FBI agent. We found in the end he's a hero who saved lives, but he had drunk rages, and... I mean, Alex is the one who killed the father. Yeah. Alex would always see the father so... messed up and coming home to just being maybe not actually physically abusive, but definitely verbally abusive, right?
I was gonna say that maybe Liam's her real dad. I mean, if
twist.
I mean, no.
Then my whole prediction of Liam wanting Alex is totally wrong.
No, but I mean, if we're going in the direction, you can see the direction of the show. There's a little melodrama there. There's some sappiness or some romance. So if that's going to be, if we're going in that direction, that's not too far out there, you know? But then again, I would think Sita, because when she said to him, I'm keeping your secret, I don't know. After their conversation, it kind of killed that theory for me. Because I feel like she would have said something more along the lines of, you know what she is to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know.
I just don't get why Sita isn't convinced her own daughter wouldn't blow up Grand Central Station.
Or her daughter lied to her about joining Quantico.
So, yeah, apparently she said that Alex was supposed to go to India for 10 years. I knew her she was 9 out of the 10 years.
Yep.
That actually confuses me. Am I an idiot? Because I think she's trying to say that Alex was in India for 9 years and then 1 year she took off for Quantico.
No, I don't know.
Or the other way around, or neither. I'm confused on that section.
I'm thinking the year that she's talking about that she wasn't there. She's talking about Quantico, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If she's talking about Quantico, the fact that she lied to her, then who really knows? Like, she probably thought her daughter would never do that. And she did it. So if that happens, then you really don't know her. And she also used to date, was married to an agent. So she's used to someone with a double life. Mm-hmm. So if she has a daughter with a double life, she's probably like, maybe I don't know her at all. It's a possibility. And she's grieving. I mean, and there's also a lot of video footage. Mm-hmm. If everyone believes it, there's video footage. Your daughter's lying to you. There's a good percentage that you can believe that. I mean, it's not that far, you know. And then she's blaming herself, like, I raised my daughter wrong.
That's true. That's hard on a mom. We get actually a lot more mom stuff in the end, which we will jump to. It's like so many jumps throughout this episode, you know. But back to Simon and Alex, though, they also find a wire.
What is that?
They use it for nuclear warheads, so it wouldn't and
it turned out it's government issued.
So Alex kind of implied that this could have been a government.
It's inside job.
Inside job. You mean the actual bombing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's an inside job. So she was planned. It was an inside job, and it was set up to make her look like the terrorist from the beginning. That's what I got from it. So, I mean, it could be Liam, I guess. It's too. I feel like it's too easy to say to him.
You think? I think it'd be too easy to say it's Ryan/Simon.
What about Shelby?
Very
Shelby?
Questionable.
What about Shelby?
I know Shelby totally.
It could always be the innocent one.
You're totally right, because no one talks about her much. I mean, what are these late night phone calls that even Alex thank you for bringing that up, that she pointed out in the episode, you know, like, who are you talking to late at night? Shelby has these like Arabic names in her phone, and she speaks Arabic.
And she made a wire transfer of $1 million.
Yes, she did. She did make a money transfer.
Yeah.
And she opened up about her father in the end too. So that's interesting.
That kind of bothered me that Alex brought up the phone thing. Like, why are you worried about her being on the phone?
Well, everyone's questioning each other there because they all have interesting secrets.
Yeah, that was the one time I wasn't really on Alex's side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, God, come on. There's someone honestly, who doesn't do that?
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't take a phone call in the bathroom so no one else can hear you talk?
But she does it a lot, apparently, which is probably why. But
who doesn't do that? I mean, unless, like, that would only be an issue if, like, it was your lover and they keep taking a phone call away. You're like, okay, are you cheating on me? But if it's someone you live with and you don't know their personal life, of course they're going to take a phone call in the bathroom. They don't want you to hear their business. That's, like, regular. Alex?
I don't know, but now that Shelby's gotten me, like, I feel like it could be her, too.
Probably is.
But let's talk about the twins, because you and I also, like, had something to say about that. But again, while they're at each other and after they posted all those mean comments, even the twins got at each other.
Which was great. This is my favorite part of the episode.
My favorite line that Nima said to Reina was... I have it written down.
What was it?
She says, be your own woman, or else you will always be someone's sister, daughter, and wife. And that's so true in, at least I can say, like, Indian culture, as like today, and Muslim countries. Like, they're taught always to be a wife and a mother. Like, you're never your own woman. So that was like a very powerful moment between those sisters, and then Reina, like, punches her. Yeah. Is it hard for you to tell who's who in the episode? Because there's been some reviews that, like, they're not making it very obvious to tell.
You can't tell. But they're good. They're not supposed to. If we could tell, then they could tell.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, like, that's a.
Well, what do you think of Nima leaving? What do you think of that? What do you think is gonna like?
I thought it was why she left at a point where there's no one else figured out there's twins. Like we still don't know enough about the twins. Like why leave you? I mean, I would rather them. I felt like I don't know if they don't come back and talk about why they're twins and why they were sent there and all that. Then I'm not a big fan of it.
Have you guys already established as to why you think they're there or why?
Well, definitely they were obviously. Well, we know they were recruited by Miranda.
Yeah.
Miranda seems like a good person. I still have my doubts because she'd be the person no one would suspect.
So it could. So what? Maybe Miranda just recruited them and just to see if they put them and gave them a mission.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
The creator wrote actually to Entertainment Weekly, or he just actually wrote to TV Line saying this is the twin tactic is actually a tactic called KGB that was used in the Cold War. And he wouldn't say for what reason because that would give away too much. But this was a tactic used in the Cold War.
Research that.
Yes.
And that's probably why Miranda sent them there just to train them in that.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's what I was thinking.
That was like a big clue that he said in an interview. So
But to piggyback off your Miranda comment, if you think she's the one that did it, why would she set Alex free? She would just let her
No, I know all that. Trust me. But like, I'm trying to, I don't know. After today's episode, I don't think that she did it anymore because of the whole like her son as well, which we'll get into towards the end. But
maybe Miranda's doing all of this to cover her tracks. Why not? Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She could be doing all the then playing with her mother, doing all of this to cover her tracks, just to make it look like, see, I'm on her side. Mm-hmm. And then Shazam.
Or it could be the girl that hates Alex. What's her name?
Velasquez. Natalie Velasquez, yeah.
And she's...
Well, she's already there.
She's there on the scene?
She's there on the scene.
Yeah. What'd you make of that and that sudden reveal of her in the end?
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
She's just rude.
Sure
the next thing you know, she's on like a Skype call and she's just crying.
Well, she has to cover. Everyone covers up their insecurities. Sometimes with toughness. Sometimes with. Anyways, that's a whole other psychology topic.
Yeah, I guess.
So did we finish up the whole Simon, like why he would turn it in for the greater good, saying it was for the greater good, but he cut 3 people? Did we?
I mean, I want
to make sure we finish that part.
I still don't know. I mean, I think there's still. It's hard to decide why anyone would do anything yet on this show because there's still so many layers. Mm-hmm. Like we still don't even know why Simon got kicked out, so we don't know. Like we're probably not gonna find out why Simon made that decision 2 episodes from now. I mean, we have theories. Mm-hmm. Like I think he's just I mean, I said my theory earlier. I think it could be in that line, but then again. We still don't even know if he's gay or not. Mm-hmm. The guy who has a crush on him, or who makes it look like he's really creepy and stalking him, I think he's aware of the fact that he's not gay.
Yeah, I think so too.
And that's what alerted him. Like his gaydar went off.
Do you think that guy, which we forget his name now too, he's one of the consultants who's kind of like egging him on. Do you think the consultant is even gay himself? Because he's acting very... You think he is?
Yes, I think...
But he's playing with him, right? Kind of like...
I think he's aware of the fact that he's not. And that's what...
Or maybe he's just aware that he has something shaded because he only mentioned his glasses in the last episode that Simon wears fake glasses. Oh, yeah. Which we don't see in Alex's and Simon's encounters.
Exactly, yeah, because he's been exposed. So
yeah, he's been exposed.
So we still don't know what was inside those glasses because it wasn't there like you can twist off the handles on the side.
Glasses?
Maybe it was somebody like talking to him from the outside.
I know. I always think there's like devices and like, Google glasses are so smart.
You could do that nowadays.
Yeah, you know, you really could.
The government probably always could do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I want to, before we get into like the ending of like, the mothers and Alex opening up to Ryan about her father and even Shelby, quickly the scene between Miranda and Sita. Because Miranda kind of escapes to go to the bathroom. She sees Sita and it's like a mother on mother moment. And, Miranda's kind of saying, like, don't turn on her. Like, I know Alex. And it's so funny how, like, Sita should be obviously Sita's, like, conflicted, of course, but, her own mother. Yeah. But then Sita goes, wait a second. You're that agent's son, ... And then later we see the agent's son in jail. So that's, I don't know.
I still don't know. I don't know if the debut of Miranda's son was just to add a bit of her story or if he has something to do with all of this.
Apparently she put him there. And then he said he was getting a parole, and then the mother and he kind of smirked, and the mother was Miranda was very shocked.
Maybe she had a situation with her son that's similar to what Sita's going through right now, and that's why she was so hell bent.
That's a good point.
Because she did something she regretted.
That's a good point.
Thank you. Michael underscore Drew Twitter. Hit me up. Anybody? No, I'm playing.
That's actually a really interesting point. She doesn't want to make the same mistake for that mother as she did for her own self. Well, I guess we'll definitely see more of that.
Yeah.
And then the mother makes the press conference video.
Yeah, clearly it didn't work.
Alex does tear up. She gets affected for a little bit.
Which is cool. I mean, I'm glad that they showed that, I guess.
You guess.
I don't know. I don't mean to be so callous with the crying. I think it's just too much.
I see.
It's just too much.
Well, girls cry, okay?
And I know, but it's
We're not
too
free to
much.
show our emotions.
I know, but it's like too much. Like,
Well, I mean, she's on the run. She's being framed. Like, she can't trust anybody. She turns on the TV and it's her own mother. I
Yeah.
get it. Like, they had issues, but
I know,
like,
but like, I'm just talking
Tell
about
him
in
to
terms of
come
scene wise.
home.
In terms of scene wise, like all the crying. Like she was gonna, if they're gonna do that crying scene with her, I wish they would have handled the scene that she had with Ryan differently. You know, where she confesses about her father,
Which
like
will-
I killed a hero, and then she just starts crying, and I'm like, damn, she's crying a lot in this episode. And I know it's hard on her, but I would like them to, you know,
Note to
toughen her
self:
up a bit.
never cry on this
No,
after
I
show,
think
or
what-
Michael will
No,
punch us.
it's
I
not-
think with Ryan, I think because they've been intimate before, so she feels like they have that bond, and she's confiding in him, and waterworks are gonna happen.
I mean, like to say that you killed your own father. I mean, it's really like.
some pictures of
Oh, we'll get there when we get to news
Okay.
and gossip. Don't jump the gun. These
I'm
people-
sorry, I was just seeing
Our
them up
viewers
there.
cannot see it here right now.
All right.
But what's on that screen? Okay, so obviously that could have been a ploy to get Alex in, and Alex puts up all the pictures of all the agents in the wall. It's kind of like, I don't know what that room is called. It's something when, anyways. It's an agent term. I'm gonna look up all these terms to sound smarter. But Simon suggests maybe I should be on that wall too, and she goes, "No, you're in the clear."
and right,
So
right
it's
on
like
cue, right on
right
cue,
on
he calls.
cue, and then this. I thought we got his name. Apparently, we don't have his character name, but I know his real name is Mark Pellegrino, and I know that Josh Safran said he's going to be a very important role in this show.
Well,
So he calls and he goes, "Stay slow and steady, and maintain your cover."
I'm pretty sure.
So-
I think Alex is onto him. I think the one thing that Alex has shown, Alex knows how to play the game, and I think Alex is aware.
Baby Alex
that
is tricking.
yeah, she just lowered what is
That's
it? She,
another good point.
I don't want to say played possum, but she lowered his alert. You know, by doing that, she doesn't want to make him seem like, yeah, I have to be aware of you too. Thanks for reminding me to always watch you. She's not gonna do that.
She got into his lab, and
Yeah.
she knows.
She's just letting him know, like, hey, you're right. You're out of the clear, and that's how you desensitize him. He's not ready for it. He's like, okay, you're right.
Well,
So
that's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah, so
I
he's
feel like
watching
she's
her.
definitely
He's
a
fully
step ahead of her game. I still don't know whether to trust Ryan, but before we get into Ryan quickly, we were talking about the twins. I think Nima left as well because I think just like Raina hit her hard. Raina was just like, you're not as fast and good enough.
Yeah.
You're just aggressive. So
And
I
she
feel like,
punched her.
and then to have the eyes match. But yeah, in a way, like that was out of her anger. So maybe Nima actually left because she took it hard. But who knows? Maybe Nima also went on a secret mission because we don't see the twins in the post terror attack as we see many of the others. So I want to just say that note quickly.
Well, you know what?
What?
I'm gonna say that for predictions.
Save it for predictions.
All right.
Okay, and so then yes, we get Michael's favorite scene of Alex sobbing to Ryan Booth, and she opens the file finally, which she told Shelby too. So that was a nice moment between the roommates. I think that nice girl moment. And she pretty much says like, "I killed a hero. He saved millions of lives. What did I do?" And then from the corner of our eyes, we see Deputy Liam O'Connor looking at them as if that was supposed to be happening, as if that file may be wrong, as if that is a whole setup to get Alex closer to Ryan Booth.
Maybe the father was a terrorist.
Yeah, that's what I thought in the
Maybe
beginning
Liam
of
is the father.
Huh?
Maybe Liam is her father.
Because I had a prediction much before that I think the father... Actually, I don't know. I don't remember now. But the father could be... The father and Liam have some negative things against one another. And I think Liam could have falsified the file.
So she didn't know that her father was an agent? She had no idea her father was an agent at all.
Not until she got there.
So why'd she...
Or no, she knew, but she didn't know that he was a good or bad one in a way, like what he did.
I thought that was extreme. I don't know, just the jump from like, I didn't know my father was a good agent. Oh God. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't think I like the show.
Yes.
Just that this episode, I think it was from what was shown in episode 1 and 2 to this episode, it was completely. I feel like it took a sharp turn into melodrama land, where it was too much, and it was too different from episode 1 and 2. You know, there wasn't enough. The thing that gets me jazzed up is the mystery and the suspense and the thrilling stuff, and that stuff there. I don't know. Her reaction to the father part. I don't know.
I think if it was a man playing her role, it would have been totally different. But the fact that it is, you know, a woman.
Well, how would it have been different, Candice?
Well, it's just the woman part. She's finding, and it's no secret that women are more sensitive than when it comes to men and that stuff. But she's going through a huge ordeal right now, coming back and forth, being framed for something she didn't do, finding out that her father was an agent and he was a good agent. She doesn't know if this guy Liam falsified the files or not.
Yeah.
She's just going through a big hit right now, and psychologically men and women handle that differently.
Well, yeah.
And in real life, as an actor, like, you gotta, it's not gonna be like stone cold, like, yo,
no, I mean, I don't mean, I'm not mad at her for, I'm not mad at the crime part and all that, but just doesn't she, the fact that she was just so shocked that he was good. I guess you can just put the angle you can use is that she kind of lied to herself to make it to cope with the fact that she killed them. So she probably told herself all the time, he's a jerk, he's a bad man. I killed a bad man, so I'm not a bad person. And then when she realized that she's lying to herself, then she got really emotional. Okay, yeah, all right, fine, okay, I agree with you. All right, I just talked myself into agreeing with you.
But no, honestly, it's interesting to hear what everyone else does have to say about this. Like, is she being too girly? I'm not saying as Michael is saying. I didn't say as Michael is saying.
I'm not trying to make it sound like she's being too girly. Sorry.
Is she being too emotional? Like, or not she? Is this show taking it too emotional, or is this like understandable because she's going through a lot as a single girl?
I'm just saying, like, you know, it's going in Grey's Anatomy.
I don't really have an opinion on this for some reason. Yeah, I don't. But I want to hear your guys' opinion, and then maybe I'll form mine from yours.
I'm not trying to be like a misogynistic.
No, you're really not. Honestly, you're not coming across that way. You're just giving an opinion.
More than that stuff.
Okay, so we do only have 10 minutes, but I want to put some, you know, outside Quantico-ness into this, you know, like the outside world. Do you guys have? You don't have any like news and gossip that you guys looked at here?
Not as of yet.
AFTERBUZZ TV.
Okay, well, first of all, happy birthday to Jake McLaughlin, who plays Ryan Booth on the show. His birthday was October 7th, so yay, happy birthday to you. I also want to say, I want to ask you guys one thing. Before I get to Priyanka Chopra's, I have like just 3 pictures of like her roles in Bollywood, which kind of like opens up her as an actress, just like, and also opens up your world of Bollywood. There wasn't 2 articles about how this show is supporting far left politics. They brought up bombing Planned Parenthood in the show, ABC. Today's episode, they brought up, God, what was it? Now I'm forgetting the left-wing thing. Oh my God, I'm forgetting what they brought up in this one. Shit, I had a point.
Okay, well, I'm sure it was awesome.
Oh, Timothy McVeigh.
Oh, yeah.
Who was a veteran, and the Oklahoma bombing. So these articles are bashing ABC in a way. Like, are you saying, like, like?
But didn't they make a line about Hillary Clinton too? Like,
they made a line about Mormons apparently. So it's like they're not supporting war and Americans, and then they're saying
they took a shot at Hillary Clinton.
So do you think these articles were going a little bit too ahead, or do you think ABC was subtly dropping these?
Well, I mean, they opened themselves up for that if you're going to do things like that. Because I mean, when you think about it, I don't know, were those lines needed?
It's like he literally said to me, like, out of all, I don't know.
It wasn't like I didn't even remember that he said that. So I guess so it wasn't like, if I don't remember that they said it, then was it needed to even put that in the script? I don't know.
I don't know. These articles, what do you think? Do you have an opinion on this?
I don't have an opinion.
It goes over your head. Well, I just thought it was interesting to bring up to see if ABC really is dropping the subtle hints. I don't know. There's always a mystery to that. I'm being my agent self. Sorry. I had to look into these things. And then lastly, are you guys are you familiar with Bollywood, you guys, at all?
Aside from Slumdog, nope.
And Slumdog not Bollywood, people.
They got the Bollywood dancing.
Do you have any interest in it?
In Bollywood films? Not as of yet, but I'm not against Bollywood films.
Okay.
Same here.
Well, they're definitely all, of course, as you can see, you think they're all musicals.
Yes.
And actually, the creator even talked about maybe having a musical in this show as a dream sequence because
that's not bad.
All the actors can sing and play guitar, a lot of them. But Priyanka Chopra, actually just herself, I mean, for you guys who don't know much about her past, I wanted to bring up these 3 specific movies. Mary Kom was a movie that she did. She played a boxer, and it's just interesting because in Bollywood, you don't see a lot of these females do these kind of roles. Here, it's like, I mean, even here, it's kind of, in a way, a little new, right, for a woman to do these roles. But, like, she kind of opened up, like, a very new kind of genre. So she, like, practiced like crazy for that. Barfi is set in the 70s. She plays an autistic girl all the way to the far right.
Oh, okay.
Again, no one in Bollywood has done that, you know?
All right.
And then the third, of course, is the typical Desi girl, Bollywood girl. That you need to have, and she'd play the girl next door.
I need that picture.
But, like, the reason I think that she got that notice in Quantico, ABC contacted her, was because of her daring ability to say, hey, I'm going to break out of that typical girl next door, and I'm going to play an autistic girl. I'm going to play Mary Kom, a real-life person. So, and that obviously helped her train to Quantico.
And now she's playing a crying agent.
Now she's in America. Now she's in Hollywood.
I see you, girl.
A tough agent.
So next week we're gonna have some Bollywood songs as well, and then we're gonna dance to them. We're gonna have Michael dance to them.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. It's part of Quantico. Okay, now predictions, really quick. We have 5 minutes.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. I was expecting more of a
We
song and
wanted
dance.
those discos
All right.
strobe lights, but I guess.
I think the twin who left
Yeah.
is you're not going to see her again until it is revealed that she's part of the plan. I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to pull her away. So then when we find out who's behind it, one of the partners in it, you're going to reveal it's like she's one of them. So it's going to be a big reveal. I'm expecting that. And that's all I get. Only the twin. I think the twin is in on it. The twin, I mean, I think I'm not going to steal anyone's thunder about Shelby, but I agree with the Shelby one. I think she really don't trust Shelby.
Don't trust Shelby.
I think this week, I think Shelby did it. Next week, I'm pretty sure it will change, but this week, whodunit goes to Shelby.
Shelby.
And I do predict, I think Alex and Ryan, they're going to end up together and right off into the sunset.
Right off into the sunset, okay.
So
if the show gets canceled, yeah.
Negative Nancy over here.
To piggyback off of what you're saying, Candice, I have a feeling all of a sudden that Alex might actually, this could be weird, but she might know who actually is framing her / who is the terrorist. And I think Ryan let her in on that secret because Ryan and her developed a really good friendship. So she's purposely pretending like she doesn't know by getting information from Simon and etc., so that she can finally get her revenge that she deserves. So she is fooling all of us by fooling them.
That
might be a little bit too far, that could be a way that Alex might actually be a little bit, because you brought up that point.
It would be cool if they made her, if she was going the whole Sherlock Holmes, Batman route, in that she knows more than even the audience thinks she knows. There's going to be a moment where she's like, oh, I knew the whole time, and even the audience will be like, oh, she, and
like who's helping her is none other than Ryan, and I think, because I think they're going to be together because like they have good chemistry, but we'll see. And of course, as always, thank you so much for like constantly tweeting to us, guys, and being excited about asking when's Quantico airing, because we do it a day later. So I feel the love. We feel the love. Thank you so much. Keep sharing the love and the negativity. We definitely need it. I need it for constructive criticism. So thank you for that. I don't take it to heart. So you can keep doing that.
I do, but I'll keep reading it.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Quantico After Show on AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host, Kanika Lal. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Kanika Lal, Instagram at You Can Have It Lal, and where can they follow you? Find people?
You can follow me at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. That's it. Say hi.
And you can find me on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Candibuen, CandiBuen.
And make sure to also follow AfterBuzz TV on all social media. Thank you so much. See you in 1 week.
Goodbye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.